Hi everyone, I'm America Josh and welcome to our September 16 catch-up with Travel Josh Engstrom from Liberty Travel. G'day Josh, how are you?
Hey Josh, I'm good. Big shout out to everyone on all the different social medias. Hello, how you doing? Please give us a thumbs up if you read our article and you're getting something from it.
Yeah, we love hearing from people. We do get
Josh.
some really lovely we do get some really lovely emails from people, and they're getting in touch with you. So if you do have questions, if you do have concerns or anything you want to follow up on from one of the chats that we've had, feel free to click on the link below or go to americajosh.com/traveljosh. I always try and match up my fingers to magically produce that.
Hit us up. We're getting a lot of inquiry, and it's good to hear. So keep it coming. That's what we're here for. We're here to help.
It is, exactly. And I mean, on that, to jump right in, can you tell us, we focus a little bit on the negative because by nature of what's going on, it is a bit negative, it's tough, and people are finding it difficult. But just for the sake of balance, so that we can sort of reassure people, are you having people actually getting back to Australia? Is it successful for some?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a bit of a funny question to ask at the moment, but yeah, you're right. I am getting people back to Australia every day. And from my understanding is that the caps that are currently on for inbound travel to Australia, they are reaching their 4,000 person per week cap. So 4,000 people are getting into Australia every week, and there's lots of success stories. At the moment, just getting home is only half of the journey. So there's a lot of other things going on once people do arrive in Australia, but we are getting people, all of us, the travel industry as a whole, are getting Australians back home.
No, that's wonderful. I thought it was just important because I'm sort of reading a few people asking, we're seeing all these horror stories. So I just wanted to make sure that people do know that, some people are getting back, and it's worth sort of following the things that we've outlined and the stuff that we're going to talk about today to make sure that you've got the best chance. And as Josh talked about last week, it's making sure you're giving yourself a bit of a window to get back, not sort of, unfortunately, not expecting that you're going to get the first flight that you might attempt, but in the following days and the following weeks that, you will get on a flight back.
Yeah.
Related to that.
Just one last little thing on there, Josh.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the people that are getting home at the moment did start planning to get home at least 3 to 4 months ago. So it's not always immediately easy at the moment to get home, but it just goes to show that people that are preparing in advance are generally having the highest amount of success and the best outcomes.
No, good to know. And on that, for people who are having trouble getting back, it is worth reaching out to your local embassies and consulates. They are there. They can't always do all that much in the way of actually booking flights or anything, but they can be there as a resource when you do need help. So if you are stuck in a country, you should sort of always emphasize that you should never be homeless because they are there to support you. So make sure you do reach out to embassies and consulates around the world if you are having issues. So speaking of those issues, where are we at with caps? What are we looking at?
So in the last week, there was a lot of media attention thrown on this issue, and the state and federal government did have a catch-up to discuss in a meeting on Friday last week. And at the end of it, no clear decision was reached to increase the caps, and the status quo holds, which is it's extremely difficult to get home right now. Very disappointing update today.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But so the seats we talked about last week, I think you mentioned to me that they're basically, all gone.
It's amazing doing these weekly updates and to be able to see firsthand and on the ground the changes that are happening each week with availability. It feels like only a couple of days ago I was looking at availability saying that we had some availability in October in economy class, so jump onto it. And within days, I can't actually at the moment find any economy class fares to Australia until at least November the 10th, which is just horrible to say considering that it's only the 14th today when we're doing this video.
Of September.
So that's you need about 8 weeks at the moment in advance to be able to get an economy class seat.
Okay, that's really important, and I think that also goes to something that we've touched on every single week is if you are looking for travel further in the year, or if you're looking for December, it's not too soon to do that right now. Like jump on those things, plan ahead, plan some contingencies.
If the availability holds and everything remains the same, I would imagine that by the next time we talk about this, that even those dates in November will have moved forward coming into December. I honestly feel like it's moving so quickly at the moment and availability is flying off the shelves so quickly at the moment that we're going to be stuck in a position very soon where we're talking about instead of 2 months in advance, we're talking 3 months in advance, and then it's just going to continue going forward from there. So extremely struggling for people trying to get home at the moment. And people that are flexible with going home at the moment, I suppose, you could advise that maybe they push forward their plans so that there's more availability. Otherwise, availability remains very tight.
Okay, so if hypothetically, they've got another review on October 24th to review the caps and lay the process out for Australia. Yeah. If we saw the caps lifted completely and they said, we're open for business, there might be some quarantine still in place. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Do you foresee that would mean that, we go back to normal on October 25, or do you think there are going to be sort of longer term issues? Should people be holding out for that hope?
I wouldn't be holding out hope for any changes right now. The only thing I'm basing that on is past experience with these caps. It was immediately known by the powers that be that the caps were going to make it extremely difficult for people to come home. And yet we are now staring down the barrel of the caps being around now for 3 months. And as we've seen, immediately with the caps, availability got tighter and tighter. So if the caps were to be removed and lifted, I would expect that the bottleneck that's been created from this to last several weeks until those people that are looking for imminent departure are actually able to get home, which then frees up space continuing on. The bottleneck that's been created now is you're looking at, I think, latest statistics were, and this is just people registered, but 25,000 people wanting to come home. So as you can imagine, with the bottleneck the way it is, that's a good 2 months in advance to, getting thousands of people home. So I would imagine even if the caps were lifted, that it would take a considerable amount of time for economy seats to be readily available to those wanting to come home.
Alrighty. No, that's, again, good to know. Make sure you're planning in advance. And even if you, hope that they'll all be lifted, it's not going to mean it all goes back.
No, it's not going to be an overnight. It's not going to be an overnight thing. The caps are lifted and then the next day there's $1,000 flights getting home again. It's not going to be like that.
Okay, good to know. So future plan travel, what am I saying? Plans for future travel, it's basically get in early, keep up to date. Do you have any other advice just sort of generally for people looking for updates?
Yeah, I think I really liked what you said before about reaching out to your local consulate or embassy. At the moment, it's kind of like you have to come up with a strategy to get home and use every resource available to you. So contact your local embassy and consulate, reach out to Travel Josh and America Josh because we've got a wealth of information on our pages for you to reference. Get yourself in the know about the situation on the ground when you do arrive and start planning further and further in advance to save yourself heartbreak and such a huge, big financial decision being burdened with that. I realise that many people around the world have enough to worry about at the moment in terms of packing up their life and moving back home to Australia. So definitely getting the planning in and the preparation in at least 2 months in advance is going to make sure that you get home in the most cost-effective way possible.
Alrighty. Thank you, Josh. We really appreciate your updates and all your knowledge. Thanks for joining.
Thanks a lot, Josh. And hit us up if you need any help. Send us a message, email us, or chat us on any of our social media pages. And thanks a lot, guys.